Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel, and yeah, let me just start off by saying it's very late. It's literally 3:30, so I'm probably going to be very quiet because everyone in my house is either trying to sleep or is currently asleep. So I'm going to be very quiet while I do this video, and I'm probably going to make this very brief as well because of how late it is. But yeah, I'm just going to give my review on the 2021 Royal Rumble that just passed. And yeah, honestly, let me start off by saying how it was overall, or how I felt it was. And honestly, it was alright. I kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than Survivor Series, last year's Survivor Series. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed the event. Like, I was wondering. I was wondering, like, because I didn't watch the pre-show because I assumed there was going to be nothing on it. And yeah, never assumed there's nothing. Well, not the pre-show, the kickoff show. And yeah, never assume there's going to be nothing on the kickoff show because that's where the women's championship match was against Shayna, Nia, Charlotte, and Oscar. And yeah, honestly, that match was just. I understand why I was on the kickoff show. That match was just her thing. Was just to. I said I was going to give an overview, and I've literally just gone into the first match. So you know what? I'll give my overview at the end. But yeah, that match was honestly just. It was just like a basic match you would see at a TV taping. It was just a storyline match, just like the faces were gonna win, but then a heel from outside interfered, and then yeah, they lost. So yeah, I see what I was on the kickoff show. It was an alright match. Nothing much to say to that. It was just I'll give it like 5, 6 out. I'll give it a 6 out of 10, 6.5. It was average match, but no, it wasn't too like wow. I love that match. It was just average match. It did the job. It was on the kickoff show for a reason. So yeah, I can see why. But yeah, I see probably Charlotte and what's her name, Lacey Evans are gonna fight at WrestleMania this year. So that's probably why they're probably gonna build up to that. Hopefully that match won't be on the actual kickoff show. I don't because Charlotte will be in the match. I doubt that match will actually be on the kickoff show. I'm not sure if WrestleMania is gonna be 2 nights as well, like it was last year, but it could be. It depends on if they'll have fans at the stadium or not. Because apparently, I've heard some rumors that fans are coming back for this year's WrestleMania, but I don't know if that's true or not. But if they are coming back, then yeah, I'm pretty sure that they'll probably just be one WrestleMania, and I'm pretty sure the Charlotte and Lacey feud will actually be at like the WrestleMania pay-per-view rather than the kickoff show. But anyway, I've basically given my thoughts on that match. Just average match, storyline match, did its job. Now let's go on to the actual pay-per-view itself. So it started off with Drew and Goldberg, and wait, I'm trying to think of all the matches that happened in my head. Okay, yeah. So Drew and Goldberg, and then it was it was Sasha and Carmella next. But yeah, so Drew and Goldberg. As a match, it wasn't as like a if you're to compare all of the matches at the Royal Rumble, then the Drew and Goldberg match wasn't good. But if you're to say as a Goldberg match, was it good? It was good because like it or not, I think Goldberg is probably gonna stay in the WWE for a while. So there's nothing much you can do. It's just like even though you can say all you want online, like get rid of this guy. I doubt it's gonna happen. So he just after he beat the Fiend, I was, to be fair, I'm just glad Drew retained. Like, as all I can say for that match is as a match, it wasn't that good, but I didn't expect it to be good since Goldberg he's not in form anymore. He's not in his prime. But as a Goldberg match, it was good because at least Drew didn't lose the title. Goldberg actually was somewhat strong in it. Well, for his standards nowadays, and yeah, it wasn't as bad as the Super Showdown match against Undertaker or the Fiend match, which the Fiend should have still. I'm still annoyed that the Fiend didn't win, but yeah. Final thoughts on that one: bad match in comparing it to normal day wrestling, but good match comparing it to Goldberg's standard of wrestling nowadays. Anyway, onto the Sasha and Carmella match. Honestly, I don't actually remember this match that well because this match was in between the Goldberg match and then it was after the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble, and I honestly just remember the Royal Rumbles a lot more than the thing. Actually, no, I remember the Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns match, but yeah, the Carmella and Sasha and Carmella match. It was I would only say it was slightly better than the women's tag team match. It was like, I don't know. It's just like Sasha retains. It wasn't. It was just. Yeah, I'd only say it's like 6.57 out of 10 if I had to say it, because it was better than a women's tag team match, because it was somewhat closer, but it was really just a standard match, to be honest. Like, probably something you would see if you're lucky on a thing, on a TV taping. It would either be a very good match on a TV taping or just an average match at a pay-per-view. And since this was on a pay-per-view, it was just average for me. If this was on a TV taping, I'd probably be more interested, because you don't expect TV taping matches to be that close, or once in a blue moon you expect TV taping matches to be close. But yeah, because this was, yeah, it was, I don't know. I feel like they just had this match just to like defend the title, and I mean, no, the match deserved to be inside there, but I feel like it could have just been, the match could have been a little closer, because I don't know, it just after the two super kicks Carmella gave Sasha, and then she didn't. I mean, I didn't think she was gonna like lose the title at the Royal Rumble, but yeah. I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. Like, it was a decent match, better than the women's tag team match, but it was just, I don't know. It wasn't, to me anyway. It wasn't that close. It was still a good match. It was just, I think it could have been better. Yeah. Actually, one thing I will say about that match is I did like there were some parts that were very like smooth and fluid, like when Carmella transitioned into her submission, the code of silence, or when right at the end where Sasha won, where she won by submission. Like, I did like how smooth that match went, which is probably why I rate it a bit higher than the women's tag team match. But I just don't like how. Well, no, it's not. I don't really dislike anything about it. It's just that the reason why I'm giving it like a 7 out of 10 is because 7.5 or above, something needs to wow me, and nothing really wows me. Like, decent match. It did its job, so 7 out of 10. That's what I can say. Okay, but now let's move on to the women's Royal Rumble match. I've already been recording for 7 minutes. Yeah, it's probably going to be a long review, even though I don't want it to be. But anyway, yeah, the women's Royal Rumble. So I originally said Charlotte was going to win, and yeah, well, I was wrong, and I'm actually very happy I was wrong. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, I mean, I'm recording this on Tuesday, so I'm pretty you should have heard the news or seen other channels comment on this. But yeah, Bianca Belair won, and Rhea Ripley came second, Charlotte came third. I forgot who was fourth. I think Lana and Natalia were fourth and fifth, if I'm right. But yeah, I'm actually very happy Charlotte came third, because she doesn't need to win, and since she's probably gonna feud with Lacey Evans to WrestleMania, she really doesn't need. She didn't need to win the Royal Rumble, otherwise it wouldn't have made any sense. But yeah, I'm happy that Bianca Belair won. Honestly, if Rhea Ripley won, I wouldn't have minded as well, because the way they're building Rhea Ripley up for last year's WrestleMania, and then she lost to Charlotte, and then she kind of really didn't recover her career that well after her loss from WrestleMania, because she hasn't got back to her NXT championship yet, or I don't think she's getting. I think she's basically going up to the main roster probably after WrestleMania, if I had to guess. I don't think she'll be in NXT any longer, because, well, I mean, I haven't been watching NXT really that much nowadays. I think I stopped a few months ago. I do want to get back to NXT, to watch NXT, but I haven't been watching NXT recently. But I'm pretty sure after WrestleMania, you could expect to see Rhea Ripley on the main roster, unless she's already on the main roster now, which I wouldn't be surprised if she is, since she actually did decent in the Royal Rumble. But I'm pretty sure after WrestleMania, that's when Rhea Ripley will come to the main roster. But anyway, yeah, I'm happy Bianca Belair won. If Rhea Ripley won, I wouldn't have minded. But yeah, that Royal Rumble was good. One more thing I should say is that I should have said this from the start, to be fair, about the legends and stuff. I don't really, because I've been watching wrestling. I haven't been watching wrestling consistently for that long, because I've been watching wrestling for since like the early 2000s, but very rarely did I watch wrestling. So that's why I know about certain names, but I don't know I wasn't a hardcore wrestling fan from like 15 years ago. I only started watching wrestling consistently in like 2019. Or well, I started watching the pay-per-views in 2018, but then I started watching the TV tapings and pay-per-views from 2019. So I don't really know too much of the legends, but I was happy to see the legends because it's like thing people wanted them, and yeah, give the people what they want. So I was happy that they were able to bring back legends, but me personally, I wouldn't really care if there were legends and stuff. Like, it didn't really affect me that much. But that's not really gonna affect like the score. I didn't even like rate that Royal Rumble match. I'll probably give it an 8. The women's Royal Rumble, because it actually I actually thought Charlotte was gonna win again. So I'm so glad that she didn't win. But so yeah, that's probably why I'm giving it 8 out of 10. I mean, it was a very good match, very surprising because I think I was so surprised because I literally was thinking Charlotte was gonna win, but she didn't win. So yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, the Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens match. I'll give that an 8 as well because that match was very good. I was a bit confused when everyone's saying there was a botch finish, and then I realized the only time there was a botch finish was how long it took the ref to count. Well, the ref to count out Roman Reigns, but the ref didn't count him out because he went to like 4 or 5, then just stopped for a minute. I was just like, wait, why is he counting it out? And then I was just like, oh yeah, Roman Reigns is meant to win the match. That's why he ain't counting him out. And yeah, but last man standing match was very brutal. Like, I actually thought Kevin Owens lost when Roman Reigns speared him through the through the not Titantron. I think it is a Titantron, or through the stage. But the way he just rolled onto his feet, it was very smooth. So yeah, I really did like that match. I really did like that match. I'd actually give that 8.5. It was a very good match. I wouldn't actually no. I'll give that one an 8 out of 10, and I'll give the women's Royal Rumble 8.5 because I think the women's Royal Rumble was the best match on there. But personally, because the Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens match, I liked both of them a lot, but I just preferred the women's Royal Rumble match. That's why I rated it higher. But yeah, last man standing match, very brutal, very like it kept you on edge. It kept you on the edge of your seat, and yeah, just a very good match overall. With how other than like Roman Reigns taking 20 days to get up, but still, other than that, it was a very decent match. And the final match, which was the men's Royal Rumble, and if you haven't seen it, you should have seen it by now. Edge won, and yeah. So here's my mindset. I'm not annoyed that Edge won. I would have been more because I saw rumors that Goldberg could be in the Rumble, John Cena could be in the Rumble, or Randy Orton could win the Royal Rumble. If Randy Orton won at the end, I would have been annoyed. If Goldberg came in at number 30 and won, I would have been annoyed. And if John Cena came in at 1, I would have been annoyed because he literally just didn't need to win. But Edge, so what I'm seeing is people are saying Edge won because he was injured for 9 years, he recovered, he deserved to win. I'm just like, not really, no. Not really. You've already won one. You don't really need to win another. You can just get a title shot like that. To be honest, that's what. Like you don't really need. I mean, that's what they did with Roman Reigns. Like he was thing. He after he came back from his leukemia. Like, well, I mean, no, it took him like a few months to get his title shot, or nearly a year actually. But after he left WrestleMania and then came back at SummerSlam, he literally got a title shot the next week and won the title. So they could have just done a similar thing with Edge or waited a few months to give it to him. But I mean, he still has to wait a few months anyway, since WrestleMania is not until mid-April, I think. So Edge is still waiting a few months. But I don't know. I don't think he needed to win a Royal Rumble. I mean, he could have won. Honestly, he could have come. I actually wanted Edge to get eliminated by, when Daniel, because I picked Daniel Bryan to win. When Seth Rollins came back and eliminated Daniel Bryan, I think Seth Rollins should have done that to Edge, and Edge should have eliminated Randy Orton from the get-go, so that Daniel Bryan should have won. Because I personally think, it would have made sense if Daniel Bryan won, since he's never won one, and yeah, it's just because, like I've said in my prediction video, I like seeing people tick off a checklist rather than just doing this guy done this again. It's like, I don't know. But honestly, I'm happy for Edge. Like, I would have been more annoyed at the in the last 5 seconds of that when Randy Orton came back and nearly won the whole thing. I would have been more annoyed. But so in that sense, I'm happy for Edge. But personally, I don't think he didn't need it. He could have just He could have just he literally could have just, what's the word I'm looking for? He could have still lost the Rumble and, well, not lost. He could have come in like top 5 at least, and still been, and he could have still got a title shot eventually. Maybe not at WrestleMania, but maybe at SummerSlam. And yeah, I don't know, because who's he gonna challenge? To be honest, he's probably gonna go. I mean, he's probably gonna go after Roman Reigns. And yeah, I think Roman Reigns is gonna retain the title if he does go after him. Because if he goes after Drew, then it's all over. It's all over. Then Drew's probably gonna lose the title after that, and then Roman Reigns is definitely, if Edge better be going after Roman Reigns, because if he's not, then yeah, Roman Reigns is gonna have, like I said, Roman Reigns is gonna have the title until 2022. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, that Royal Rumble was decent. I think my top 5 picks for that was Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, not Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Braun Strowman, Edge, and who was the last one? I don't remember. I think it was Sheamus. Wait, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Edge, Braun Strowman, and AJ Styles. It wasn't Sheamus, it was AJ Styles. And honestly, you know what? I actually really enjoyed the Men's Royal Rumble because my predictions were right. So a bit biased, but still, my predictions were right. But I didn't like incorporate the fact that they're gonna bring back legends and and people like Seth Rollins that are coming back from like injury or maternity leave or whatever you call it when the man. It's like thing. I think it is called maternity leave for men as well. If it's not, then tell me in the comments below because I don't know. But still, anyway, yes, yeah. I didn't like incorporate that into my predictions, but I'll do that for next year. So you live and you learn. But yeah, I'm not angry that Edge won the Royal Rumble. I'm a bit disappointed because they could have given it to someone like Daniel Bryan and stuff like that. I mean, Daniel Bryan doesn't technically need to win a Royal Rumble, but because he's never won one, it would have made. I would have preferred it, since I like I said, I like it if someone ticks off a checklist rather than ticking off a checklist twice. Like, if you don't need something, then I don't know. But it's at the end of the day, it's all management at WWE. So what can you do? But yeah, I would give that match 7.8, 8 out of 10. I'd say it's slightly lower than the Roman Reigns match because personally, I sound like I hate Edge winning. I don't hate Edge winning. I actually don't, because he was in like my predictions to win. I don't hate him winning, but if Daniel Bryan or someone along his lines won, but sadly that didn't happen. But Edge won, is what it is. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, overall I'll probably give the pay-per-view like a 7.5, or not even 7.5, maybe like 7.8 out of 10, 7.8, 8 out of 10. And yeah, it was a solid pay-per-view. Just worst match was probably the Drew McIntyre match, but hey, Goldberg's getting paid either way, so he doesn't even care what people say about him. And I've accepted, after he beat the Fiend, I've just accepted that he's gonna come in to just challenge for a title, even win or lose. It doesn't matter. He's getting paid, so it doesn't really make a difference. But other than that, all of the matches, they were decent enough to not be like a 6 out of 10. So that's why decent enough to be like a 7 out of 10. So that's why I'm rating the whole thing as 8 out of 10. And you know what? I might even put no, I already put the Women's Royal Rumble as a thing match as an 8.5 out of 10. And you know what? I'll put the Roman Reigns match as an 8.5 as well, and put the men's one as an 8, because the last 3 matches were very good. But yeah, the first 3 were, well, I mean, I'm not even gonna include the women's tag team match because it was on the kickoff show. Like, I wasn't gonna expect like main event WrestleMania worthy match on the kickoff show. So, but it did its job, so that's why I can't complain. It wasn't a terrible match. It just did its job. But yeah, anyway, that is it for this video. Let me know what you think of my opinion. Like, you might disagree, you might agree. You might say you don't know what you're talking about, which is honestly I don't really do these types of videos, so yeah, that's probably why you might say something like that. But it is what it is. I'm still trying to get used to doing these types of videos. I probably won't do it for every pay-per-view. I might do it for like WrestleMania, Money in the Bank, maybe SummerSlam and Survivor Series. I might do it for like the main pay-per-views, but not. I won't probably do it for every pay-per-view. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below about how you think the pay-per-view was for you. And yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.